Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and doing great. Stay inside, stay safe. So, from today onward, we are starting online classes for all the sections. In this session, we will talk about real number, which we use in our everyday life, whether it's for measuring distance, size, time, weight, temperature, etc. So, what is real number? Real number is a value that represent on a line. You have seen like this. It's a real number. Number line, which include all the numbers, positive numbers, negative numbers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, fractions, integers, all these. Real number include all numbers such as natural number. What is natural number? It is denoted by capital N and it include all the positive integers. Whole number denoted by capital W and it include 0 plus natural numbers. Rational number denoted by capital Q and rational numbers are those numbers which are represented as integer divided integer. Basically in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integer and this denominator should never be 0. Okay. Fourth, irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are those numbers which cannot be represented in the form of P by Q, and these are non-terminating and non-repeating. For example, root 2, root 3, pi. Next, integers. Integers include all the positive numbers, 0 and all the negative numbers. Positive numbers are always on the right side of a number line like this, and negative numbers are always on the left side of a number line. 0 is neither positive nor negative, okay, but it is a integer, neither natural number nor negative number. Lastly, fractions. What are fractions? Look, rational number and fractions looks like same. They are also in the form of P by Q and they are also in the form of A by B. But what's the difference? Here the P and Q are always an integers, and in fractions A and B should be a whole number. They should never be a negative number where B not equal to 0. Let's understand with a diagram. Look, integers contain whole numbers, and negative numbers. But whole number does not include integers. Okay. Similar way में real number includes rational, irrational and all other numbers. If we talk about this process, look, natural number are included in whole number. Whole numbers are included in integers. Integers are included in rational numbers, but vice versa is not possible. We cannot go in the opposite direction. This is not possible. Why? Rational number cannot be included in integer. 1 by 2 is a rational number, but it is not a integer. Similar way, this is not possible. Integer. Negative numbers are included in integer, but it is not in a whole number. And similar way, it is not possible. 0 does not include in natural number. So, natural number are included in whole numbers are included in integers are in rational number. Now we talk about the most important theorem of this chapter, that is Euclidean division lemma. It is theorem 1.1 in your books. What is Euclid division lemma? So, what is Euclid division lemma? From division, we got to know कि हमें divide करना है. But lemma क्या होता है? What is lemma? So, what is lemma? Lemma is a proven statement which is used for proving statement. So what is lemma? Lemma is a proven statement. It is proved already, but it is used to prove some other statements. Theorem. Let's proceed with an example. From the division, I'm taking an example. Let's take an example to understand this lemma. I am dividing 7 by 3, but it will be 3 2s are 6 and remainder will be 1. This is called quotient. This is divisor, dividend, and remaining is remainder. You already have studied that dividend is equal to divisor multiply quotient plus remainder. Yes, where dividend is always greater than divisor. जिससे हम डिवाइड करते हैं वो हमेशा डिविडेंड से छोटा होता है जिसको डिवाइड करते हैं. नाउ टेक दिस एज अ सिंबल. हमने इसे वेरिएबल में लिया. लेट डिविडेंड बी ए, डिवाइजर बी बी, क्वोशिएंट बी स्मॉल क्यू एंड रिमाइंडर बी आर. तो व्हाट इट विल बिकम? ए इक्वल टू बी क्यू प्लस आर, वेयर आर इज ऑलवेज, लुक हियर, आर हमेशा या तो ये 0 होगा, इट विल बी इक्वल टू 0, और इट विल बी ग्रेटर देन 0. दैट इज it will be equal to 0 or greater than 0, and always ये हमेशा डिवाइजर से छोटा होगा. That means it is always less than divisor, which is b. Got it? यही statement, this is called Euclid division lemma. And in this q and r जो भी quotient होंगे and remainder always be unique. Unique means हर एक डिवीजन के लिए ये सिर्फ एक ही ऐसा सॉल्यूशन होगा जो किसी और में रिपीट नहीं होगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट दिस डिवीजन, लुक हियर 3 times if we do 2, यानी quotient is 2 and the remainder is 1, there cannot be any other quotient to divide this solution. It will be always unique. It will come 3, it will come 2, and remainder will be 1 if we divide 7 by 3. So given positive integers a and b, there exist 2 unique integer q and r. Always their dividend and divisor is always given. और उसके लिए ऐसे 2 unique quotient और remainder होंगे which will never be repeat for any other solution, satisfying a equal to bq plus r, where r is always greater than equal to 0 and less than b. So this is called Euclid division lemma. Now we will talk about Euclid division algorithm. What is the difference between algorithm and lemma? So look, algorithm is always include steps. There must be a step to proceed a question. So what is Euclidean division algorithm? Euclidean division algorithm include steps to find HCF. You know HCF, highest common factor of at least two integers. There can be minimum will be 2, maximum can be any number, but minimum there should be 2 numbers to find the HCF. For example, if we talk about find the HCF of A and B, what should be the first step to find the HCF of any 2 numbers? We have to check ki is one number should always be greater than other. The number which will be greater, it will be dividend, and the smaller one will be divisor. Step 2, we have to write in the form of what? Euclid's lemma, division lemma. We have to write that number in the form of Euclid's division lemma, where R should always be greater than equal to 0 and less than B. Step 3. What will be the step 3? If R comes 0, when we divide A by B, remainder comes 0, then ultimately the HCF will be B itself. And if R not equal to 0, if somehow R doesn't come 0, then we have to apply, then again apply division lemma, that is Euclidean division lemma. Now for example, let's understand with example. For example, if find HCF of 15 and 12. First method, which you have studied in your previous classes in 6th, 7th, 8th. We find the HCF of 15 by LCM, like taking 3, 5, and similarly taking LCM of 12, 2, 6. Now the multiple of 15, 3 into 5, and similarly 12, 2 into 2 in 3. Now the common factor is 3, so HCF is also 3. This is one of the method which you have studied in your previous classes. Now we will do it with the second method, which we are going to use in our further exercises also. Very important. By division Euclidean lemma. So step 1. Firstly, you have to check which is A and which is B. Look here. A is 15 because 15 is greater than 12 and B is 12. Now step 2, you have to write it in the form of Euclidean division lemma, which is A equal to BQ plus R. And how you will get Q and R? Just roughly divide it. If we divide 12 by 15, remainder will be 3. Is the remainder 0? No. Write it in the form of 15. A is 15, B is 12, Q is 1 plus remainder 3. Since remainder is not 0, so again use this method. To whom we have to use this method? To the remaining quotient and the divisor. To 12 and 3. Now check again step 1, which is A and which is B. Now 12 is greater than 3, so 12 is A and 3 is B. Step 2, we have to write in the form of BQ plus R, roughly divided. 3 divided 12, 3 4s are 12, and now look, remainder has become 0. So write it in the form of A equal to BQ plus R. It will be 3 into 4 plus 0. Hence R is 0. Therefore HCF will be the one who has divided and the remainder is 0. It will become HCF. That is HCF is 3. Now we will start with our exercise 1.1 after we have completed all our recap. So what we have to find? We have to find HCF of following using Euclid division lemma. You all know now what is Euclid division lemma. It is always written in the form of A equal to BQ plus R, where R is greater than 0 and less than B, where A is dividend, B is divisor, and A is always greater than B. Right? Now we have to find the HCF of 135 and 225. Step 1. I have told you already, we have to check which is A and which is B. 225 is greater than 135. That means A is 225 and B is 135. Step 2. We have to write in the form of Euclidean division lemma. We apply division lemma to 225 and 135. What we will obtain? 135 225 will be equal to, now roughly divide it. So what we have got, when we divide 225 by 135, the remainder have come 90, not 0. So write it in the form of lemma. 225 equal to 135 multiply 1 plus 90. As remainder is not equal to 0, we again apply division lemma. That is step 3. 2. Now what to? 135 and 90. To 135 and 90. Now 135 is greater than 90. That means this is A and this is B. So 135 can be written in the form of, now again divide it roughly. From 90 to 135, again one time 5, and it will be 45. So 135 will be equal to 90 multiply 1 plus 45. Again remainder is not equal to 0. We will apply division lemma to 90 and 45 now. Then 90 will be equal to step 4. 90 is greater than 45. Now look here. 90. Look, 45 is a multiple of 90. 2 times 45 is 90. We know that. So we can directly write it in the form of 2 into 45, and now the remainder is 0. Hence, remainder is 0. Then the HCF will be the number which has divided the dividend, and the remainder is 0. Then the HCF will be that number, that is 45. As 45 divided 90 2 times, and remainder is 0. So 45 will be the HCF. I hope you all understood it. Second part, we have to find the HCF of number 196 and 38220. Again, the same steps we have done in our previous part. Step 1, which is greater. 38200 is greater than 196, obviously. So this will be A and this will be B. Now step 2, we have to write in the form of division lemma. We apply division lemma to 38220, 196. So we have to divide 38220 by 196. I have already done it. So look, 196 has divided 38220 by 195, and remainder is 0. So we will write it in the form of division lemma. 38220 will be equal to 196 multiply 195 plus 0. Hence, R is equal to 0. Therefore, HCF will be 196 itself, because 196 has completely divided this number by 195 and the remainder is 0. So HCF will be 196. Third part is 867 and 255. Now you know all the steps. I have done it already in 2 questions. Now this will be your homework. You have to try it first. Now the next question is, so that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5, where q is some integer. Firstly, understand the question. Look, what we have to show, हमें ये शो करना है कि अगर कोई भी एक पॉजिटिव ऑड इंटीजर अगर हमारे पास होता है, that पॉजिटिव ऑड इंटीजर इज डिविडेंड. ओके, बेसिकली वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट डिविडेंड, जो हमें नहीं पता, विच इज कंप्लीटली अननोन. वो पॉजिटिव ऑड इंटीजर इज ऑफ द फॉर्म. वो किस फॉर्म का होगा? अगर वो ऑड होता है. वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द इवन नंबर्स, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट ऑड इंटीजर. दैट ए, if a will be odd, then it will always in the form of 6q plus 1. That means कि a किसके इक्वल आएगा? 6q plus 1 के, और 6q plus 3 के, और 6q plus 5 के. वो कभी भी 6q plus 2 के नहीं आएगा, 6q plus 4 के नहीं आएगा, and 6q plus 6. That means never will be equal to the even number. Now, as that positive odd integer is unknown, so we should let that positive odd integer be a. And look here, if I'm saying that a will be equal to 6q plus 1, look at carefully, 6q plus 1, that means q is quotient. If we talk about the division lemma, q is quotient, 1 is remainder, and 6 will be divisor. That means 6 will be divisor. So basically we are taking a hint from it. Let positive odd integer be a and the divisor, which is b, be 6. उसे हमने क्या ले लिया? 6. a को हमने let कर लिया that positive odd integer is a and b be 6. Now using Euclid division lemma, what does lemma state? That a is always divisor, dividend is always equal to bq plus r, where that r is always greater than equal to 0 and less than b. Now tell me, what is b here? 6. That means a is equal to 6q plus r, where r is always greater than equal to 0 and less than 6. Now what we have, r is equal to, this means r is equal to 0, r is equal to 1, r equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, not 6. It is only less than, not less than equal to. If it will be also, if there is also a equality sign, then it should always be equal to 6 also. Now r, we have got the values of r is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from here. Now put one by one. Let r equal to 0. Okay, then a will be equal to 6q plus 0, that is 6q. Look, 6q is always divisible by 2, right? 6q is divisible by 2, that is a will be even number. जो हमें प्रूफ ही नहीं करना, हमें क्या लेके आना है कि अगर a ऑड होगा तो लुक हेयर, अगर a यहाँ पे इफ a इज इवन हेयर तो दिस नंबर इज ऑल्सो इवन. अगर a ऑड है दैट दिस विल ऑल्सो बी ऑड नंबर. तो इट कांट बी हैपन, ये हो ही नहीं सकता. क्रॉस इट. नाउ इफ r इक्वल टू 1 सपोज, then a will be equal to 6q plus 1. Will it be divided by 2? No. Why? Because we cannot take 2 common from here. So basically it is an odd number. Cannot be divisible by 2. So therefore, now if r is equal to 2, then a will be equal to 6q plus 2, where we can take 2 common and it will become 3q plus 1. Now this whole number is divisible by 2 because we are having 2 common and it can be divided by 2. That means it is an even number, which is cannot be possible. So we can look here कि for 0, for 2, for 4 it cannot be happen. So we are ignoring all 3. We didn't have to do this in our notebook. It's just for understanding the concept. So ignore this 2 part. We have to do this. And next one. Now take r equal to 3. If r equal to 3, then a will be equal to 6q plus 3. That means we can write it in the form of 6q plus, we can write 3 as 2 plus 1. Now take 2 common. If we have taken 2 common, it will become 3q plus 1 plus 1. Let 3q plus 1 be equal to any integer k1, where k1 is an integer. ले सकते हैं हम 3q plus 1, तो it will become 2k1 plus 1. Now look at the number. Is it a even or odd? It is obviously odd because it cannot be divided by an even number 2, 4, 6 or any other. So it is an odd integer now, odd positive integer basically. Now lastly, if r will be equal to 5, then a will be equal to 6q plus 5. 6q, 5 will be written as 4 plus 1. Now you can take 2 common. It will become 3, 6 plus 2 plus 1. Let 3q plus 2 equal to k2, which is an integer. It will become 2k2 plus 1. It is also an odd number. Therefore, 6q plus 1, 6q plus 2 and 6q plus 5 are not divisible by 2. Hence, these expressions of numbers are odd numbers, and we have proved now that they cannot be divisible by 2. Therefore, a which is equal to these 3 is always be an odd positive integer. So this you didn't have to do it in your notebook. It's only for understanding the concept why we are not taking these 3 numbers. But you have to do this obviously. I hope you understood it. We basically have to prove that whatever odd integers we have taken can be expressed in the form of 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 and 6q plus 5. Look, basically if the divisor is 6, then 6q plus 1 and 6q plus 3, 6q plus 5 will always form an positive odd numbers. They cannot be divided by 2. And this is very important question. Whether it's for your periodic assessment or for final exams. This question come as it is.